Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Tanner and welcome to Crypto Bible. I've got a pretty interesting one for you today, another one of those educational videos, and it is probably the most asked question when it comes to cryptocurrency. We've all heard about it, we all see people doing it on pictures in China or wherever else. We've obviously seen news about it, about China banning it as well. So it's literally been all over the place, but again, how does it actually work? Bitcoin mining. It's a very commonly asked question. It's still a question that I ask myself as well sometimes because it is very complicated. But hopefully in this video, you can walk away having learned something about Bitcoin mining, how it's done, what it is used for, what's the purpose of it. So that is the goal of today's video. As usual guys, please be sure to leave a like down below. Make sure you have subscribed and you've hit that bell icon so you know every time we upload a video. These videos can be found on our website as well. The link to that is in the description below. And without further ado guys, let's get into it. So what is Bitcoin mining and how does it work? At the heart of Satoshi Nakamoto's vision for Bitcoin is mining, a process that both secures the network and incentivizes participation. Bitcoin mining is the process by which blocks of transactions are added to the public blockchain and verified. It's also the process by which new Bitcoin is created, a mechanism that both secures the integrity of the blockchain and incentivizes participation in the network. Miners compete to add new blocks to the blockchain. Mining Bitcoin demands a substantial commitment on the part of miners. It's a costly, time-consuming task and one that's necessary for the cryptocurrency to work and for people to have faith in its legitimacy. Over a decade since Bitcoin was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, most people have heard of mining, but what does it really mean and how do you go about mining Bitcoin? Now this slide presentation is going to get quite complicated. You're going to see words in there that is going to sound very complicated, but if you can bear with me, I'll try and read through things quite slowly as well so you can understand because, you know, Bitcoin mining is not a straightforward, easy process. So bear with me, pause it when you have to. Like I said, if you need to go download this on the website, you can do that as well. And let's get back into it. So what is Bitcoin mining? Mining Bitcoin isn't like digging for gold or coal deep underground. It refers to verifying the transactions made using Bitcoin. Miners, those individuals, are companies that sustain and audit the blockchain network that supports the cryptocurrency. They do so by completing blocks or verified transactions which are added to the blockchain. When a miner completes a block, they are rewarded with Bitcoin. Mining for Bitcoin isn't as cheap as it once was. But this still doesn't prevent investors from carrying out this activity. The block reward of Bitcoin is the incentive that powers cryptocurrency transactions through legitimizing and monitoring the network. Because this responsibility is carried out by many users throughout the world, Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency, meaning that it relies on no central authority such as government or bank for its trustworthiness. Did you know that approximately every 4 years, the reward for mining Bitcoin is halved, an event known, unsurprisingly, as the halving? The block reward dropped from 12.5 Bitcoin per block to 6.25 Bitcoin. I did also do a video on the Bitcoin halving. You can find that in the description below. Why does Bitcoin need miners? Mining is, in effect, a process of auditing and verifying Bitcoin transactions to prevent the problem of double spending. Double spending is where someone with cryptocurrency tries to spend the same coin twice. With physical currency, you can't buy a drink in a pub with a £20 note and then pop to the shops to buy the same groceries with the same £20 note. With cryptocurrency, there is a risk that someone with Bitcoin could make a copy of that Bitcoin and send that to the merchant instead of the real thing. In the real world, the cashier looks at the £20 note to ensure it is not fake. And this is what Bitcoin miners are trying to do with cryptocurrency. They are checking to ensure that a transaction has not been made twice. What is the process of Bitcoin mining and what can you do with it? Bitcoin uses a consensus mechanism called proof of work. The process of mining Bitcoin works as follows. So firstly, a miner's computer, called a node, collects and packages individual Bitcoin transactions from the last 10 minutes into a block. The node then competes with other nodes in the network to solve a complicated cryptographic problem to be the first to validate the new block for the blockchain. Then, the first miner to solve the problem broadcasts their success to the entire network. Other nodes would then check if their solution is correct. If correct, the new block is added to the blockchain and the whole process starts again. Bitcoin mining hardware runs on cryptographic hashing function on a block header. What that means is that each miner creates a candidate block with unconfirmed transactions from the node's memory pool or mempool. This block includes a block header that summarizes the data inside the block, along with a reference to an existing block in the blockchain and nonce number only used once in Bitcoin. The nonce is a whole number somewhere between 0 and 4.29 billion. This block header is then put through the SHA-256 hash function. If the resulting number is higher than the current target hash, the miner adjusts the nonce and tries again. Miners do this many thousands of times per second. The difficulty target is a 256-bit number. It is adjusted every 2016 blocks, roughly every 2 weeks, to ensure that a block is mined on average once every 10 minutes. When a lucky miner's hash function spits out a result that's lower than the current target hash, the block is broadcast to the network. Each node that checks the block header hashes to meet the target, and if confirmed, the newly mined block is added to the blockchain. The miner receives a reward of Bitcoin. This transaction, which creates new Bitcoin out of thin air, is known as the Coinbase transaction and is included in the candidate block. These rewards serve to incentivize participation and keeps things running smoothly. The rate at which coins are issued is set by the mining code, ensuring that the time it takes for a miner to win a block is always approximately 10 minutes. This is to protect the system and prevent miners from creating their own Bitcoin. Every time Bitcoin is mined, the cryptographic problem becomes harder to solve, meaning that miners will require a higher hash rate to succeed in earning block rewards. This means that more computing power is needed to earn the same amount of cryptocurrency. The first Bitcoin miners used their computers to complete the cryptographic problem. Soon, miners discovered that graphics processing units, or GPUs, were more effective than CPUs, sparking an arms race in mining hardware. Now, miners use dedicated hardware known as ASIC, or Application-Specific Integrated Circuit miners. Solving cryptographic problem is necessary to protect Bitcoin network from attacks. To reserve transaction in the blockchain would require 51% of the whole network's computing power. This ensures that any attack is difficult and pointless, as an attacker would have to own more mining hardware than anyone else. The future of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency mining. As Bitcoin mining has matured, the barrier to entry for individual miners has been raised. Now, most mining is carried out by pools of miners who combine their resources and attempt to use their cumulative computing power to earn Bitcoin rewards. In 2020, the majority of mining pools are based in China. Although the country's dominance of the industry has slipped somewhat over the course of the year, miners are heavily influenced by electricity prices. Since proof of work, mining uses large quantities of electricity. Many miners relocate their operations to make the most of their cheap electricity. Bitcoin mining has come in for criticism over its high energy consumption, which in 2020 was around 8.4 gigawatts or 65.7 more terawatt hours, more than the output of 7 nuclear power plants. Some advocates of the cryptocurrency argue that its function as an energy currency that incentivizes the use of surplus energy. Indeed, several power plants in the USA and Iran are now using surplus natural gas to operate large-scale Bitcoin mining operations. Nevertheless, renewable energy only makes up 39% of the total energy consumption of the world's cryptocurrency miners. Bitcoin miners generate a carbon footprint equivalent to that of Denmark, stung by its criticism. Some of cryptocurrency are switching from a proof-of-work consensus mechanism to a system known as proof-of-stake. Instead of miners, proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies have validators. These validators stake their cryptocurrency on betting which blocks will be added next to a chain. If successful, the validators get a block reward in proportion to what they have staked. Ethereum, the second biggest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin, is switching to a proof-of-stake model with its Ethereum 2.0 upgrade. Bitcoin, however, is sticking with the tried and true proof-of-work consensus model imposed by Satoshi Nakamoto in the original Bitcoin white paper over a decade ago. So guys, that's going to cover it for Bitcoin mining. I know that was a lot of information to take in. It was a lot for me to take in as well while I was reading it. So if you do want to go back and watch that, or literally go to our website to download it, please be sure to do it. You'd probably understand it a little bit better as well, but the information is all there. If you have enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like down below. Make sure you're subscribing if you haven't already and your bell icon is turned on. And guys, I will see you very, very soon. Take it easy.